Assalamu alaikum and welcome to this episode in our nightly series, Divine Messages, a journey through the Qur'an during this blessed month of Ramadan. Let's explore tonight's divine message.
هو القرآن والفرقان إليه تنصت الأكوان وفيه تعطر الآذان والقرآن.
When Umar ibn al-Khattab, may Allah be pleased with him, was Khalifa, he set out one day to the camel market. Now this was an open field where camels gathered, they would graze, and there would be buying and selling of camels. And as he was inspecting them, he noticed that there was a group of camels to the side that seemed to be larger, healthier than the rest of the camels. So he inquired, he asked, to whom do these camels belong? And the man who was managing the market told him, these belong to your son, Abdullah, O Khalifa. So he summoned his son, Abdullah, and he asked him, are these your camels? He said, yes, these are my camels. He said, how did you come to own them? He said, I bought them from my own money. He said, how come they are larger than and healthier and seem to be more well off than the other camels? He said, I don't know. They graze in the same fields than the rest of the camels that everyone else owns. So look at what Umar ibn al-Khattab said to his son. He said, sure, they graze in the same fields, but every time they go out to graze, people say, watch out, these are the camels of the son of the Khalifa, make room for them. And then your camels get extra time to graze. Every time they go to drink from the water, people say, watch out, make room for the camels of the son of the Khalifa, so they get extra time to drink. And hence, your camels are healthier and larger and stronger than everyone else's camels. And then he asked the owner of the plot where the camels were grazing, how much would these camels be worth? So he told him if they were to be sold today, they would be worth this much. Then he asked his son Abdullah, how much did you pay for these camels? In other words, what was your investment in these camels? And he told him. So he had the camels sold, and he gave his son back his initial investment, and the difference he put back into the accounts of the Khilafah. In other words, he put it back in money to be spent on the community. This was the level of taqwa, a fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Umar ibn al-Khattab had. Even though his son did nothing wrong, Umar ibn al-Khattab was worried about the perception, about the fact that the position that Abdullah, his son, had relative to his father, Amir al-Mu'mineen, the Khalifa, would lead people to give him preferential treatment, and that preferential treatment would lead Abdullah, secondarily, inadvertently, to have an unfair advantage over everyone else. Imagine the level of taqwa and fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that this man had.
ذكر وموعظة ونور فيه شفاء للصدور.
Ali ibn Abi Talib, may Allah be pleased with him, once defined the concept of taqwa. And he said taqwa is to fear or to be mindful of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to follow the rulings of the revelation, to be content with whatever provision you have in this life, even if it's little, and to prepare for the day of departure, meaning the day that you're going to leave this world when you die. That's the essence of taqwa. Another companion was once asked, what is taqwa? And he said, what would you do if you're walking down a path and you notice that the path is full of thorns? He said, I walk carefully, and anytime I notice thorns, I pull up my clothes so that the thorns don't rip my clothes. He said, that is exactly what taqwa is, to walk carefully and to make sure that nothing causes you harm.
ذكر وموعظة ونور فيه شفاء للصدور.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addresses some of the fruits and benefits of taqwa in this life and in the hereafter. So from the fruits of taqwa in this life, he says, had the people of those societies been faithful and mindful, having taqwa of Allah, we would have overwhelmed them with blessings from heaven and earth. And as far as fruits in the hereafter, Allah says, and Allah will save those who were mindful of Him to their place of ultimate triumph. No evil will touch them, nor will they grieve. So what are some signs of taqwa? How can I look and be introspective and feel that I am exhibiting taqwa in my relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Ensuring that our income is halal. We only earn something that is permissible and is pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Striving to protect our children's faith. Fulfilling our obligations and trusts. Avoiding backbiting, idle talk, slander, and gossip. Volunteering and serving our community for the sake of Allah and Allah alone, and not for the sake of fame. Our divine message today encourages us to strive to have a sense of taqwa in our relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to erect a barrier between ourselves and everything that can cause the displeasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As the essence of Ramadan, this blessed month that we are experiencing right now, is to have taqwa, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Qur'an. Ramadan and the fasting of Ramadan has been prescribed upon us as it was prescribed upon those before us, so that we may attain taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
ذكر وموعظة ونور فيه شفاء للصدور.
Today's divine message, وَمَن يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا. Whoever is mindful of Allah, Allah will find a way for him out.